guys, welcome to our 2016 991.1 Porsche 911 GT3 RS review. We are in the safest spot I know to run out a car. We got farms on both sides, no driveways. This is almost a closed road, I tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and just run this car out from about 0 to maybe 110, 120 max, and then we'll brake. I just want to give you the vibe of what it's like so you can hear it, because this is probably the only opportunity in this entire review I'm going to be able to run the car out for you, okay? It's just not enough space on public roads to do it, okay? You ready for this? And there you go. One of the all-time great sounding cars, one of the all-time great sounding engines, one of the all-time best transmissions in the game, the Porsche dual clutch PDK transmissions, always in one gear or the other. Absolutely fantastic car, so visceral, so engaging. As a car enthusiast and a motorsports fan, there is a reason why these cars are some of the best and most desirable cars in the game. It's not hype. It's not hype, guys. So I hope you enjoy the review. We've got a whole long format on her, and thanks for watching. What's going on, everyone? My name is Adam, and welcome back to Driven Productions. We are in the HQ. If you guys aren't familiar, this is my personal garage that I built in 2023. But you clicked on that thumbnail to check out this car right here, and this is the 2016 991.1 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. That's a mouthful. This is one of the best looking cars I think Porsche has ever made. I love the front end look of this car. I love the turbo side profile. Now I'm gonna go through the whole car today. If you're not familiar with this car has 500 horsepower, 338 foot-pounds of torque, runs to 60 in about 3.1 seconds. It has launch control. You are gonna see a dealer plate on there because this car is for sale. It should be listed at Northshore Auto Gallery here probably next week or the week after, based on when we can align it with an enclosed trailer. The only thing this has done on it is a Vorsteiner carbon fiber wing, which looks absolutely menacing. It has a very stock look, but it's fully carbon fiber in matte. It also has a Fab Speed exhaust. However, there's a picture probably on the screen right now. This has the original exhaust if you choose to put it back on. This also has the very desirable carbon bucket seats. These are P1 inserts. This is a $1,295 upgrade for the set. It also has these bolster protectors here. Those are kind of slang term is Crazy Eddie bolsters, but those are an additional upgrade as well. And you even have a protector here for this if you want to put it back on. Otherwise, this carbon fiber trim, and it's in pretty darn good condition because this car only has 11,390 miles. In fact, the only issue that I could see is this right here. I don't know what happened with this, just a little bit of trim missing. There's a little nick in the leather right here, but other than that, I mean, it is almost a 10-year-old car now. It's 2016. This car's in pretty darn good shape. It doesn't show any speckling on the tires. It's got brand new tires on it. So, you know, overall, good. It has a little bit of speckling here on the lights here. That could be just from normal road rash. It doesn't really look like it has a lot of track time on it. You never really know with these cars because it's had a couple of owners, but previous owner, I can tell you, and I knew him personally, he never did any track time. All right, guys, I just sat in the car. I wanted to go ahead and give you a cold start. This car has not been turned on in almost a week, and this does have an aftermarket Fab Speed exhaust. So let me tell you, this is one spicy sounding car. Go ahead and turn it on. Brake. There you go. As you can hear, it's a pretty loud car on initial startup, and then it'll get quieter. Come over here and you can turn on your exhaust, and that opens it back up. Turn it back off. Makes a big difference. So even with the Fab Speed exhaust, it still gives you that valved control, which I really like. I tell you what though, this car, you know, it has a shake to it, and it's just such an exotic feeling to it, guys. It's one of those things that you just have to get in and experience it. The flat six, the way the opposing Boxster engine goes back and forth on the firing order, it kind of shakes the car a little bit. It smells motorsport. It's very, very cool. This is one of those cars you're gonna wanna have a nice long warm-up cycle on. Notice that you do have the Sport Chrono package in white. That was an upgrade. And overall, it just smells really good. Smells like a motorsports car. You know, with the exhaust out, it loses, I think, some of the catalytic converters. It still has one set of cats, though, in it. Now you can see here the engine is coming up with a cold symbol. That basically means don't go crazy on it, don't go romping on it until she's warmed up. And it does take a long time for this car to get warmed up. Thought I'd take a minute here, guys, and show you the car here in the sun so you can get an idea of the paint. This is a non-metallic white color. You can see here, paint is in very, very good shape. Virtually no clear coat scratches on her. The reason why that is I had a professional called Chris Marling come and paint correct the car for you. I'm a big believer in paint correcting cars. Again, you can hear it without the exhaust, and she's just about warmed up now, or getting there. Come in here. Definitely gives a level of spiciness to it, and now you can really hear that engine. So the 991.1 GT3 RS and GT cars, and just really much all of the cars, they don't have a plug-in for Bluetooth, which would be right here. You just have a USB to USB-C or whatever, lightning cable or whatever you need, right? But the stereo is okay. You know, it's nothing world-class. All right, guys, welcome to the GT3 RS POV Drive. We've got a 67-degree day, pretty much perfect. I've got the valves open. First off, I want to say this thing's very point and shoot. So you know it's a sports car from hello, from both the suspension, brakes, and driving. Second thing is it's got an automatic 7-speed PDK transmission. And as you can see, when I give it just a little bit of fuel, it's going to downshift. But it's riding in 7th gear all day long, 50 miles an hour. What that means is this is a car you can live with on the daily. If you can get over the carbon bucket seats and the overall harshness and just low factor that the car brings and the sound and everything, if you can get over all that, this is a very easy to daily car, just from the point of view that it just butters along because it's still got an automatic transmission. Now, do you want to drive this car on the daily? I would say no, but you can, and I want to make that very clear. Now, when you do start getting into the power plant, I will tell you, this is one of those vehicles that you just cannot drive even, I'd say 5, maybe even 610 on the street. You just can't do it. I mean, that's 70 miles an hour, you following me? And so I didn't even get into the power band. The power band on this car is 7 to 9, and your max torque is gonna be above 5. And so the reality is that you're always either going to be short shifting it or really just taking it easy. I mean, I'm on public streets, and so I'm not able to fully demonstrate this car, and the only way you can do it, frankly, is on the track. Having said that, listen to it. I mean, there are very, very few cars that are going to give you this type of visceral experience where when you let off, the whole car kind of shakes and shimmies. When she pulls, she never cuts power because the PDK is a dual clutch and it always has you in one gear or the other. And so in the end of the day, it is unbelievably responsive. And it just sounds motorsports. That right there is about as fast as I'm going to want to go on the street, okay? Is it great? Yeah. It's great. But I'm short shifting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not pushing it at all. And so you have to have a lot of restraint in this car. I mean, that's the thing. I'm shifting it at 3.4 when I could be shifting it at 7.9. You know what I mean? I mean, that right there is 4,500 RPMs. And let me tell you, I've got more than enough get up and go. So the reason why Porsche has never really gone and made these cars more than 500 horsepower is because you just don't need it. I mean, you just don't need more than 500 horsepower. And at 338 foot-pounds of torque, let me tell you, that is more than enough torque to power you through all the turns and frankly just have a lot of fun. I mean, I could be in first gear and do that turn. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it is very, very spicy. And it's amazing to drive, and I absolutely love the experience of this car. Very, very few cars are going to give you this type of engagement and fun factor and sound and just shift feeling and overall point and shoot. The brakes are good, and it's one of those rare cars that the harder you drive it and the more you push it, the better the car feels. Everything just meshes together, everything warms up, and it absolutely rocks. That's why these cars consistently hold their value and go over MSRP, because there's just nothing else like it. My conclusion on this car, look, these are pre-gas particulate filters, and so these are just some of the absolute best sounding cars and engines they've ever made, and probably ever, frankly, will make. There's just nothing like that sensation of having that flat six when you rev it out. I mean, give me a break. There's nothing else like that in this world. And that is why these things are just so desirable and so hot, you know? And people are always asking me, why is it over MSRP? Like, it's already a $200,000 car. Why are they asking 20, 30, 40, 50 over? When you drive the damn thing, you will not be asking yourself that question. I don't even, I know it's crazy for me to say that, but the reality is it's worth the price of admission, especially when you have a Fab Speed exhaust on it, because the sound just amplified, the experience is amplified. It still is a race car, right? It's got race car sounds, race car vibes, race car, like, you know, you're not in a base 911. I mean, it's gonna beat you up a little bit, right? It's gonna have some noises that your standard Carrera is not gonna have, but when you go for it and when you push it, you're gonna have a smile on your face. You're gonna be thanking every single person who allowed you to add the value in your life to be able to afford one of these. You know, you're not gonna regret the purchase. And the best part about these cars really is they hold their value so well that you're just a caretaker for it. And when you decide to sell it, you're probably gonna get all your money back, or most of it. Hell, you might even get more money than you paid for it, because there's a good chance, as we head into an EV world, that these are gonna be worth more money than you paid. I mean, in 5 or 10 years, you're not gonna get this. I mean, where are you gonna find that? It ain't gonna be from any new modern car. We know that because of emission regulations and noise regulations. So this has a place in history, a place in time. I absolutely love it. It's taken me a lot of years to do a review on this car. Whoever ends up buying this thing, you're not gonna regret it. Woo! I mean, that's 7, guys. You following me? She goes to 9. It's amazing. Go get one.